What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be providing you with a Giannis Antetokounmpo build template that you will be able to use and create a Giannis build to your liking in NBA 2K24. Right, so as you can see here, I already have a build not quite maxed out, but up to a 96 overall. He's listed at a power forward position. You can also create it at center if you would like. The height I have is 7 feet tall, and I'll show you why 7 feet tall is actually better than 6'11" in this game in just a moment. Listed at 234 on the weight and wingspan of 7'9". So real quick, I'll show you why 7 foot is better than 6'11". You see with the 7 foot at the stats we have now, he's already a 96 overall. However, if we go back and we just lower him 1 down to 6'11", and we're actually going to lower the weight a little bit just so we can get to that same level of acceleration we had at a 62. We're just going to quickly make sure that the attributes are matched exactly. And I have it based on memory, right? So now you'll be able to check between the two. These are the exact same attributes, and yet the 6'11" is now a 98 overall. So working with the 7 foot version of the build, it puts you only at 96 overall with these attributes, which is going to give you a lot more wiggle room to create the Giannis build that you want. So let's take a moment. Let's go back to the 7 foot, and now you can actually see the process that I'm going through with this. You can raise the wingspan to max, but I'm going to lower it by 1 so that we have an opportunity, if you would like, to get an 82 mid-range, which will allow you to get gold catch and shoot. Right, so that'll help with both mid-ranges and three-pointers. I believe the weight was around 234, and I'll show you why I was thinking 234. You see, at 233, you don't get that 84 strength yet. We really want to get that 84 strength because that's going to help us with multiple different badges, which I'll show you in a minute. And you don't want to really go any higher than that because you're going to start losing acceleration. So Giannis, of course, can do just about everything in the game of basketball except maybe shoot consistently, which this build will have the opportunity to, right? So we're trying to create Giannis on steroids, which is kind of crazy to think about. So we're going 234. You could go lower, but 84 is such a good threshold to hit on the weight. You could go higher, but then your acceleration is going to dip, and that might affect the build and make it too slow. Right, so you're going to be a very mobile 7-foot power forward or center. So we're back to this template, and let's make sure that things are correct to where they should be. Right, so from this point on, as you see, I'm just making sure everything's back where it was. From this point on, again, we're at the 96 overall. You have about 3 attribute levels you can raise and drop from any point that you want. So, in my personal opinion, you might want some free throw, right? So let's just quickly get that up a little bit. It's a 71, it's a pretty good threshold to hit so that you're able to knock down some free throws in all game modes. This is going to make right now we're kind of looking at the best all-around version of the Giannis build. In my opinion, the best version means that it's getting gold catch and shoot at 82 mid-range. And we're not even going to touch the three-pointer yet because we got to think, right? Look at the badges that we're getting if we go from like 72, that being a good threshold that you might want to hit. Okay, we got open looks on silver. We also got mid-range, what's it called? We'll check down here. Mini magician. So if you like taking mid-range on a big man, that'll help you. We'll go up a little bit. So we see to 75, that's gonna be another threshold. You get Deadeye and Comeback Kid. And right, just think, these badges you get at mid-range are helping you shoot three-pointers as well. But then at 76, you unlock Green Machine. So I would say 72 is one great threshold, and then 76 mid-range is another great threshold to hit for that Green Machine, which will help you knock down all kinds of shots. Now, a quick little pro tip for you guys. With shooting, your build name will typically change if you get to that 78. So if you want a bit more of a unique name, I believe it'll be called some sort of inside-out threat or inside the arc threat. If you want to see that, make sure you go to a 78 mid-range. You don't unlock any badges there, but the next threshold is where you unlock some really good badges, right? So you can see guard up gold down there, and then also catch and shoot gold in that S tier, which is going to help you knock down shots from all over the court. And I've heard from multiple YouTubers, catch and shoot gold is very legit this year. Now, the 73 pointer, right? So it's Giannis. So if you want to give it a higher 3-pointer, you probably can. But just think, in this game, you're probably going to have to keep some other things lower. This is just the template for you to follow. So we're actually going to leave a 73-pointer for now, but I will show you can raise it and you won't actually gain any badges. So I think if you put 70 to 75, anywhere in there, it's going to be great for your build. The next thing I want to show you guys, standing dunk. I would say you have to choose for yourself between standing dunk and driving layup, or even close shot and post control. I would not recommend really going high on close shot or post control. from videos that I've seen, for example, shout out to Laker Fan on YouTube. He runs a big man with about a 55 close shot or a 65 close shot and no post control, and he drop steps people like crazy with no issue, right? So 90 standing dunk is very good, right? So you get that gold rise up and gold precision dunker. If you don't go for that, I would recommend going an 81, and you'll still get those contact dunks for standing dunks as well, not to mention plenty of driving contact dunks. Or you can go up to this 88 driving layup, which will unlock you gold fearless finisher, right? Hall of Fame float game. We're just starting to see all the badges that will unlock when we get up here, right? A bunch of gold and Hall of Fame badges, which will really help you finish. A quick little also, right? So you can see in that B tier, we get Pro Touch. So that's going to help us knock down layups. And with an 88 driving layup at a 7-footer, good luck missing many layups. But it's also going to help you hit these close shots, right? As long as you have your timing on, it's going to help you hit these close shots. I do not think close shot will be an issue for you. Me personally, I'm going to lower this down to an 80 because I like that 80 threshold where you unlock the silver fearless finisher and that Hall of Fame Pro Touch. And we can even lower that back down as well. Personally, I would like to go up to a 90 standing dunk because I want to be just bodying people in the paint more often. Pass accuracy, this is definitely up to you as well, and if you raise it up to, I believe, at least an 87, which I can't do currently because other stats are too high, it will also change your name to some sort of diming, like interior finisher. If you are interested in that, you can do that. But pass accuracy, 83 is a good threshold because you get a gold post playmaker, gold special delivery. 82 is also a good threshold because you get touch passer, which is a very underrated badge. 81 and 80 are great as well, but I think 77 is like the perfect bang for your buck kind of area to be, because you get that needle threader. You'll be throwing perfect passes by the defense. You can throw outlet passes down the court with no issue. Now here might be a questionable spot for some people, but let's remember we're a 7-footer, so when we're creating Giannis, we're not going to actually make like an 80 ball handle, 90 speed with ball build. However, you will be able to move pretty well. As you can see, we get silver big driver on this build with a 48 speed with ball. That's all you need. You can raise it if you want. It will not go up with the 7-footer unless you lower your wingspan, which would just make this build less like Giannis. So we only need 48. And again, if you follow different YouTubers, you will see that speed with ball is not that important. Acceleration is actually important, and we have very good acceleration for a big man. 62 ball handle is all I'm going to stick at to maintain that big driver. You could go up to 63, but I don't see fit for it. We'll just stick at 62 for now. 74 is going to be our minimum we want for interior defense. I think the next good target for this would be 82. However, we would probably have to balance it out more by lowering the gold on our mid-range. So I'm going to keep that at 74. And in my experience, I've had a build that I was running around a 75 interior defense for the longest time, and only a 6'8", and only a 78 block on that as well. And that build had an 84 strength as well, and it had absolutely no problems defending the paint or the perimeter because of my high strength. Another thing that strength helps with, right, is perimeter defense. This is a very good perimeter defense for this tall of a build. So you get a 67 perimeter defense, and then that combined with that 84 strength in the B tier badge of immovable enforcer, this is basically clamps for big men. Right, so I've already gave a shout out once to my man Laker Fan, who I've been following for a while. If you watch his videos, he runs about a 60-something perimeter defense on a 7-footer, and he has, I believe, he's had between silver and gold immovable enforcer, and he clamps people up on the perimeter with ease. So that will not be an issue. Giannis is definitely a lockdown, so that will help you out being like that. Steal, I don't really see on this type of build a reason to go up too high on the steal. 60 is just enough to get interceptor. If you don't really care for steal at all, you can even make this build possibly much better in other areas by dropping it all the way down to, let's see, all the way down to a 27. But for me, I want to be able to get passing lanes every once in a while when I play 5v5 or even 3v3, so I'll keep that there. Now, we're getting kind of long in the video, so I want to kind of try to wrap it up. 87 block is a great threshold to get silver anchor and gold chase down artists, as I've heard from many YouTubers, as you've probably heard in the community. 87 block is really all you need to be getting those blocks, and that'll help you out with that interior defense. 87, so this is something I noticed that I want to touch on real quick with people who create their builds in this game. A lot of people will opt to go something like this. they'll do like a 92, 93 defensive rebound, and then leave their offensive rebound kind of low, maybe even like sometimes in the 70s. In my opinion, if you watch what we do, we take one off of this, it'll give us 3 there. You take another one off of here, it'll give us another 2 there, 1 off of there, another 2 there. As you can see, I think it's a much more like bang for your buck to be doing something like this, where you get maybe about an 88 offensive rebound and an 88 defensive rebound. And again, I had a 6'8" where I was running like almost the exact same stats, and I was getting boards absolutely with ease. So I'm just going to quickly finish up this build how I would see best. But again, I'm leaving you a template that you can create to your own liking. Just a quick note, if you go up to that 82 interior, just make sure to raise your stamina up to 1, 2, 3, because as you can see there, you would unlock Workhorse on gold, but we're going to leave that down here. Again, quickly on the strength, look how many of these important badges you're getting with around this 84 strength, right? So we get Movable Enforcer, then we get Brick Wall Silver, then we get Rocks Out Beast on gold, and Bulldozer on silver, to be getting those Giannis-like animations when we're driving into the paint. Vertical at 78 is the absolute minimum that you should go on this build if you want to get all the contact dunks with an 89 driving dunk. You can also, however, go up to an 80, and then you get another gold badge, which just makes the build better overall, makes it more accurate to Giannis with that gold chase down. But I'm going to leave these stats as is and finish it up how I would see fit. In the most like realistic setting, I want a highest 3-ball I can possibly get. So as you can see there, we can actually max that out. We don't need to touch these things. I think this is looking great up here. You're going to be a great shooter with as a Giannis build. You have perfect passing and the ability to not maybe always be a primary ball handler unless you're really good with the sticks. However, as a secondary or a tertiary ball handler on the 2s or 3s, and you're getting the ball in the last couple seconds to go get a bucket, you'll be able to score with this kind of, and dribble with this kind of playmaking. Defenses is looking very solid overall. I'm gonna raise this. I'm just gonna leave that as is. And I believe if you just go up 1 here, I'll put 1 into ball handle because I have some left over, and then I'm just gonna put this stamina up to 95. If it makes you feel any better about getting slightly higher speed with ball, again, I don't think it really matters too much, but you can put that up to a 50. Again, you can edit this as you see fit, but I'm going to proceed with the build. Now this version, if you lower your mid-range below an 82, it will actually be compared to a Giannis if you put it around a 75, 76 threshold. But I think this version actually gets a better name. It's not compared to Giannis, but it gets a better name overall, and it's going to be the best version for you, in my opinion, on NBA 2K24.